Hey, Francis.
Hi.
Welcome. Hey, so how is it that this quarter, not last quarter, this quarter, you guys are joining the meeting only after I join. But last quarter, I used to join the meeting and there were already people here. So is the Zoom setup different? Like when you log in and when you try to join the meeting, is it telling you that wait until the host has started the meeting or something like that? Oh, it's
Yes.
saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there's an option in Zoom that I forgot to check then, because there is an option that says when you set up a meeting, yeah, I think there's an option that says allow people to join the meeting before you started. I think there's a checkbox. Maybe I'll take a look at that, because then you'd be able to get in here and talk and have a conversation, and then I can just join at 6 o'clock. I think that worked nicely last class. Last quarter, maybe. I don't know, because people were, when I joined, people were talking, and sometimes there were interesting conversations going on too. So I presumed that that is actually valuable time for you guys to actually get together and talk. And by the way, and as we get started today, Josh posted a note. Was it in announcements or no? I think he posted a note on Reddit. Okay, so I think we'll end class at 7:45 p.m. today. Okay, 7:45, and then Josh would like to have a one-on-one with you, even if it's like a few minutes. Well, he's the one who wanted it, so I'm announcing it on his behalf. It's not like I'm asking Josh to do it, so you can actually feel free to be frank. I think his idea was to help you guys because a bunch of you are stuck. And by the way, okay, the quests are hard. I appreciate that. If you're stuck or you're facing any problems, Sunday is not the good time to ask for it. And you can't say, hey, you know what, I'm having these problems and things aren't working and it's Sunday and everything is due tonight. But you had 7 whole days, right? So try and get in as early as possible, because we're all here trying to help you. But unfortunately, if you just ask in the last minute, we won't be able to do justice to all of the questions that are asked at that time, and plus it won't give you an opportunity to think about what to do and how to fix it, so which ideally should begin earlier in the week. And it's not so important maybe for the first few quests, but I think after you conquer the zebra quest, which is looping. Zebra is looping, I think, and the one before that, yeah, okay, zebra is looping. And then after you finish that, even string manipulation is okay. That is, 5. I think some of you may be stuck on 6, so starting to create objects and starting to embed logic inside of objects. Then it will actually serve you very well. You can ask people who've already done it to, try to finish it on Monday, right? You say, I'm going to finish it on the first day. But you won't, most likely, right? Sometimes maybe you will be. But the fact that you did start on Monday and encountered a block and said, okay, well, I'll come back to it maybe Friday, even though you have like a 4-day gap, when you come back to it on Friday, it will be far higher. Your odds of getting through that will be much higher. So that is a point of experience that I have, that's been shared with me by multiple students. Okay, so I'm just passing it on to you guys, saying that it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you've been working on it for 5 days. It just means that you've been at it once and you've gotten irretrievably stuck, right? And then said, okay, I'm just going to give up here. Well, not give up. I'm going to come back. You try that a couple of times, and then you should be able to say, well, no, I'll ask for help too, and things like that. So I hope that goes well. Okay. So sometimes I don't know. So my class generally, I think it's not. Well, maybe I don't know the word to characterize it. It is not work, okay? Work meaning soft, touchy-feely, okay? So, but on the other hand, I don't believe that it has any lack of compassion, because if you want help, we're all here to help you. I'm there to help you almost 24 hours a day, other than teaching time, yeah? Josh is here, Caitlin is here, there's a whole community on Reddit. I'm always there, okay? Throughout the quarter. And I'm happy to give you extra classes and walk you through some, new problems and so on and so, like we're doing in class. So we'll have, so my goal is to just make you, but I will be pushing you, obviously. So it's not like touchy-feely in the sense, if someone comes to me and gives me a sob story, they'll only get compassion, not grades, and say, well, you know what, okay, maybe you got a couple more days to master it, instead of, the deadline for other students. But you can't say, well, you get 20 points for that without doing any work, which I know happens in other places. I don't know, right? Maybe I shouldn't say I know. I know had happened in the past in other places. So that's all I have to say. Today, I think that's what, I posted the plan for today's class. We should do that. Now, my plan is to do that and get you conversant with file IO as well. It is very insignificant, right? In light of the whole spectrum of things that you're going to learn in this class, that is very insignificant, file IO. So we're just going to throw it in today. And in the process, we're going to do, some vector manipulation and things like that. I actually thought of another interesting game. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I thought of it this morning. And gee, okay, maybe I'll make, yeah, it'll come back to me, okay? Before, it's not for today, obviously, right? It's not for today. It's for next week or something like that. Okay, all right, great. So the plan for that, today's class is basically to redo the game from last class. And, again, the first 15 minutes, I'm gonna maybe, well, I don't, it shouldn't take 15 minutes. Hey, Josh, what do you think? Okay, if we recode that entire game with the loops and everything, should it take 10 minutes or more?
Probably depends on how many people participate, but probably like 10 minutes.
10? You think 10 is reasonable?
Yeah, if somebody has the code from last time.
Okay, all right. So how about the first 10 minutes? I'm just basically off your screen, so I'm not in your face at all. And obviously I'm within earshot. You say, hey, what's going on? And Caitlin is here and Josh is here. Other people in class may also know to chime in. So please, someone should share your screen. Hey, by the way, Jin, Leyu, Ethan, Sophia, Zara, and Wendy, you should all switch on your cameras also, okay? Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, and how about today? Hey, Ethan, you haven't shared your screen yet, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Why don't you take the screen today? Or unless Richard wants to do it, because he did say I know your issue wants to do with VS Code. Okay. So here's my tip. Okay. If it's working in VS Code, but not working in the questing system, take the same code and make it run an online GDB. Okay. VS Code may have some funny setting, which is very, very custom for your particular setup, and it works and finds include paths, include files, and weird directories. So it works on your machine, right? So it has to work in a standard configuration. If it does not work in online GDB, then you can absolutely, let us know. It's very unlikely that it is a configuration issue. It is probably a local configuration issue on your VS Code, which also probably helps, because now you'll actually be able to reconfigure your VS Code so that it's more standard, so that code that runs here will also run other compilers. So try that, absolutely. And we're all there to help. And all your questions, try and get these questions out early in the week. Okay, don't wait until Sunday. So you got to get these in the habit, I think. Then it'll just become transparent and you won't notice it. All right, great. Okay, so Ethan, whenever you're ready, pick up the screen, and I'm not going to be here. Okay, I'm going to turn around, turn the laptop around, and then someone is going to walk you through exactly what we did last class, which is all of the code. What did we do last class? I picked a random number, four players. No, four number players. I don't know what we did. Okay, whether it was n players and you resize the vector, or 4 players, but all the 4 players have to have a name, and then the random number. And then we say guess between 1 and 1,000, and then you put it in there. Okay, find the difference. Okay, that's what we did. 10 minutes. I know in my mind it seems like 15 minutes. Okay, but let's say 10 minutes, and then maybe 5 more minutes after that if you're really stuck. Is that okay? Can you take it away, Ethan? You're going to take the screen, and other people are going to call out the code. Okay, so go to online GDB, clear the screen. Okay, the whole thing, and then go.
All right, got it. Give me a second.
Hey, by the way, as you're getting ready, so here, let me also confirm this. So I don't know if I shared the last video and all, but nobody actually asked me, so I don't know. Unless someone asked me, I won't. However, I see on Reddit saying, well, I watched the video, it's helped, I understood this, and stuff like that. So I don't know. If it's not worth it, I won't share it. Please give me well, let me get your screen up again. A thumbs up or something if you want me to continue sharing these videos. Otherwise, it's really not worth our while. downloading it and, and putting up there. Are any of you finding any use to refer to these videos and saying, oh, in class that was discussed or something like that? Thumbs up, yeah, Eva, Jonas. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, we'll continue to do that, okay? If everybody's okay with that, we'll continue to do that. It may be a couple of days, it may be a day late maybe because I'm getting it mixed up with something else. I got to sort that thing out. Hopefully I will. But if not, just remind me and it will be up there. All right, thank you all very much. And I will look forward to now taking what you, and by the way, after this is done, we're going to go to that questionnaire, those things, those questions in the announcement, and we're going to get more questions like that. So every one of you has got to get 10 questions like that, okay? 10 questions, number and a question, the answer, right? Like in the announcements. Each one of you have 10. We'll put them all together in one file. That's what we're going to use. Okay, it'll be super duper fun. Okay, I'm actually looking forward to that. So please do that, and I will look forward to incorporating that. And you guys will actually totally enjoy that. I'm pretty sure, okay? If not, we'll see. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. I want to hear, things going on. So Ethan is coding and someone else is going to call out the code. Ethan, hey, command plus or control plus, okay? Your font is like too tiny now for me. Yeah, that's good, that's good.
I made the window smaller. Is that all right?
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, actually, I didn't realize that I had also, shrunk the console to like 50% of the screen because I had to get your thumbs up and all. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. I'm here. I'm right here behind the screen. So I want to listen to you guys. Okay, and continue with that conversation too. Delete everything and start from scratch and get that code. Okay, so when you run it, we should be able to play a game.
All right. I wasn't here last class because I was sick, so I don't know what we're doing actually.
That's even better. Okay, so you're just going to type what other people say, and as you're typing, you'll figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, so last class we were pretty much doing the kind of like the player guess game where we get a random number and then we have players enter like the number and try to guess closest. So I guess before the int main, we can go ahead and introduce our libraries into it. Probably an include for iOS stream, one for vector. And then one for uni.std.h, UNI. STD, yeah, perfect. And then if you want to do the using namespace STD, that's up to you. But from there, under main, we started off by getting the random number generator, so srand. And then it's in parentheses time, and then 0 or parentheses. Okay. And then from there on a new line, we made an integer for random equals rand parentheses module 1000 plus 1. Or sorry, not in the parentheses, percentage sign after the parentheses. Yeah, and then 1000 plus 1. And then I guess maybe put like a space between the percentage sign. Yeah, perfect. So then from there we made a vector. So vector of an holding integers.
Is this how you do generics in C++?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. And then space, and then I named mine player guesses. And then in parentheses, I put 4 for the amount of people that we'll have.
What?
Yep. Yeah, exactly like that. And then after that, we made an integer for the number of players. Yep. We put 4. And then after that, we can go ahead and do a cout with a message saying, I think you have a number between 1 to 1000, ... with the new line. Sorry, thinking, I guess, because we're the ones generating the number. And then after that, we included a sleep, so sleep and then parentheses, one inside.
Is this line, like this? I think this is, should this parentheses be there? Because would it not go here?
I was just following, I guess, kind of what we were doing last time, and that's what we had and kind of worked.
Okay, sure then.
And then from there, we did a for loop. Size t, I equals 0. And then I is less than number of players. Then from there, we did a C out with a player space. So like in that message, yeah, player space. And then from there, I plus 1. And then our message out saying in parentheses, or sorry, quotation marks, space, guess the number, colon, space. Yep. And then after that, we did a C in, where we stored player guess, or I guess we're storing it in that vector player guesses with a bracket I. Alrighty, and then that's that for loop. From there, we did an integer to kind of store like the winning player at any given moment. So integer winning player, and then we just set that to 0. And from there, we are going to calculate the difference. So an integer difference, set it to oh yes, and yeah, we'll have a for loop, but sorry, under the other ints, integer difference, and then that's going to be the absolute of rand num minus the player guesses bracket 0. So ABS. And then yep. Yep. Zero. Oh, sorry. You're gonna want that parentheses after random to actually uncover player guesses as well.
Hold on, I think I hit like insert by accident.
You're good. Yep. Yep. So then if the I think they made an inch or a variable for this, but I just put if absolute, yeah, random. Yep, exactly like that. Winning player equals I, and then the difference equals, or yeah, after that, difference equals the absolute, the random minus player guesses I. And from there, we, yeah, just see out the winning player plus 1. And then after that, another C out to give them what the random number was. So the random number was, and then random handle. Yeah. I think that should be it. Maybe I was.
Did I miss something?
Oh, using namespace STD. That way we don't have to put that in front of the.
Okay, and then this vector, oh,
Yeah,
that's a using namespace issue as well. Okay.
yeah.
We have 4 players.
Mhm.
13. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't handle ties. So it'll throw errors if I do a decimal, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is there a way to catch those?
Think we didn't put that in yet.
Taking an input as a string, you could just check if it contains a decimal point.
Hmm. That would need iString stream though, wouldn't it?
Probably. I don't know if I don't know how to use the doc contains method. Wait, I think I might have used it already. Hold on, might have used it in my zebra. Was it zebra? It was no, it was the snake one. Well, let me load up
There's
project.
one in the zebra though, I think, as well.
It might be. But I think I used it in the. Oh, okay.
S stream.
I didn't use. I didn't use a doc contains. Oh, okay, let me open it up and then I'll show it. If I have it, there it is. What is
I believe you can also do it like this. Int guess if uh I believe this works, but this is not the string stream solution that was intended.
What does the ignore do? Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with it.
It's clears the it ignores the next 256 characters. So I believe if you did 2.3, it would read it as 2, and then it would try to read the dot repeatedly, which is why it does this. So it doesn't actually say it, but the player one guess is 2, not 2.3. What the ignore 256 does is drops this once it finds an error, or like finds that doesn't work.
test it?
So run it. Okay, const character. Single quotes issue maybe.
Okay, I found out the way I did it.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. Put in a number, put in a decimal, see if it works.
1 works. 1.2. Hold on, I should try something else. So 1, 1, 1, 1.5. So this should make player 1 be the closest. And 1, 2, 3.7, and 3 should be closest. Yeah. And one more time. 1, 2, 3 point, and then 4. 4 should be the closest. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's working. It just drops the decimal point. This doesn't check for like invalid values, but the further you go away from 0, like if you do a negative number or a number bigger than 1,000, it's just a disadvantage to the guesser, so it's probably not necessary.
Are you guys done?
Yeah, the basic program should work. If we ever want to change it, it would probably be to change the guesses to doubles instead of ints.
Doubles? Why are you using doubles? We didn't use doubles at all last time.
To handle
All
decimal
years, right?
points.
Hmm?
To handle decimal points.
Don't
Why
you already
would you
handle
need
decimal
decimal
points
points
with
here?
this?
I don't know.
Why do you need decimal points for this? Let's take a look at the code and then just refactor it a little bit. And then we'll go from there. Is that okay? Who's coding, by the way?
Me.
Ethan, Ethan, okay, great, okay. It looks very different from the way that we did it last class. All right.
It's probably because of this part.
All right, let's take it sequentially. All right, go to the end of line 11 and hit enter so that, yeah, stop it and hit stop, enter, blank line there. Okay, all right, so you have a vector of integers and those are your player guesses. Okay, so you don't have player names here. Did we have player names last time? I think in the code that Arav shared, we did have player names. Yeah, you should definitely try and build it in, but we'll proceed with this thing. All right. Okay. So all right. So sleep one. Great. No, don't make any changes now until you've. Yeah. See, that is one of the things that lots of students do also. Is that they're trying to debug something and they notice something else that needs to be done. And they'll do that and try to come back here. That is a habit that people will grow out of very quickly once they start working. But still, it is not something to get used to. So don't make any changes until you've cleared everything in here. All right. Okay. I equals 0, I less than num players. Is num players a constant? Okay, 4. So if it's just a constant, you can make it constant for num players. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be great. All right. So num players. And then for each player, I plus 1 gets the number. Yeah, I think that's what we had in guess. It is the same. Oh, I see. C and guess and then C and ignore. Well, what is a 256 doing there?
Gets rid of the 256 characters next, so I didn't expect that there would be like a 256 character.
No, you shouldn't. No, that is we shouldn't do hard numbers like that ever in programs. It is a matter of style.
What's the like integer max limit?
No,
or
you just do
whatever it's
C and dot ignore. I think that is enough. I think that's what we did last time, and it's got the right overload for these things. But by the way, I don't think we did it this way all the while. Didn't we use get line? I think we. And why do we use cn dot clear and all right? Yeah, I think maybe we need to refactor that a little bit. Okay, so you got int guess and you got the you get the guess. So why do you have all of that after that? So get rid of. I don't think you need that. You get the guess and then cn dot ignore. That should do. That is it. Yeah, get rid of all of that. Get rid of all of that. No, you need. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get rid of all of that up to line 25. There you go. Okay. All right. So you got, and then a semicolon after line 18.
Right.
Yeah. So great. Okay. And then each. Also, it moved line 17 to the beginning of the for loop, so the declaration part is cleaner out there. This is just minor, we're not changing the logic by lot. And you can put a blank line after the declaration so that the logic, it just mirrors your overall code arrangement. Okay. Someone has got their mic on or something like that. Okay. So there's a background singing going on with their buddies that we can hear. Okay. All right. Player guesses. All right. Square bracket I is going from 0 to, and it's the right size. Okay. All right. Great. Now, all right. Put a blank line after line 22. All right. Winning player. Difference, yeah, okay, absolute. I see you make a hypothesis. Yeah, that's what we did last time, I remember. Okay, and then the absolute, yeah, okay, and that's it. I think the only other thing we did was have player names, and we had this one more thing in there. Do you want like a couple of minutes? It'll only take a couple of minutes, okay?
Right.
And it doesn't even have to be Ethan. Ethan could actually tag someone, and someone could basically take that orange button code from him and start hacking it. How about this, Ethan? Ethan, all right. So you had your turn, right? Was it fun, by the way, doing this?
Yeah. There was some stuff I didn't really understand, but by the time I was finished, I did understand.
But it's all cool now, right? I mean, we only have to do that name, getting the players' names, but I'm thinking someone else can do that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Great job. It actually looks very nice. You know, we just had to tidy it up a little bit, you know, putting spaces here and there and blank lines, and also refactor that cin.ignore bit. It's really messy in C++. That is why, you know, I usually say use get line whenever possible. Get the whole line, because when a user hits enter, in their mind, in the mind of the user using your program, when they hit enter, they've given you the whole line. Okay, then a good programmer just thinks the way that users do when it comes to processing user input. Say, well, they think they've given me the whole line. Let me take the whole line. I only want the first word. So let me just take the first word from that line they've given me. Okay, so I think that makes a much better programming pattern in general. And the way that you process data and input and all. So anyway, here we're using CN, but I discourage that. I think I actually make a point about this in the in one of the spec sheets, quest 3 or 4 maybe, saying, well, CN is okay, but you should actually start using getLine to get user input. Much better in many ways. CN can be used when you absolutely know for 100% sure exactly what the user is going to input. Okay, then you can use CN, right? It's a number, okay? Because you say, I'm going to, you know, CN is a global resource, you know, belongs to the standard library. You didn't create it. You know, it's launched main and you got CN for free. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a global thing, and we can mess around with it. So you can say, well, you know, CN, you know, I'm going to make a wrong read to this global resource so that this global resource gets screwed up in its mind and saying, oh my gosh, my input is corrupt and I'll shut down. Okay, so you can actually set the bad bit on a global resource like CN by saying, hey, CN, I'm going to try and read a number from you. And then the user who, you know, says, I'm going to play the fool, I'm going to type ONE instead of 1. Okay, number 1. And CN gets marked as bad, not only for you. Throughout the program, it's a global resource. Yeah, so that is why I say whenever, this is not part of CS2A, by the way. This is, you know, part of experience in being out there for a long time and all that. Is that the best way to design these things is to just think of how the user would do these things, you know, and mirror what the user does. That is why in the quest, we actually force you to do the string stream. Someone actually made a comment on Reddit saying, hey, how do I do this? Oh, the formatting. Yeah, toString doesn't work. And then someone says you have to use stream and getLine or something like that. Yeah, fantastic comment. Okay, because that is exactly what I would hope I get a pointer to. Is, you know, you got to use this. It is because, you know, CN is easy for beginners, or lots of people just getting to C++, and it works. You know, kind of. If you know, if within a box, within a certain constraints, if a user says, I'm going to sit like this and press the button, okay, then it'll work. But you can't expect the random user to do that. But because you're just testing it in the program and your friends know how to do that, you do it that way. But that is not the way to design a good program. I don't know if I told you this, you know, one time, a long time ago in a previous life, people were trying to recruit me into the Apple speech team. And one of my past colleagues was working at Apple, and he asked me over for lunch. And he said, you know what, you know, you have all these ideas you want to test. Here is a fantastic, you won't get a better opportunity than Apple, because here, if you want your users to hold your phone in a particular angle only and speak to them, they will do it because of Apple. Okay, well, you know, there's a certain, you know, hubris built into that statement. But certainly at that point, I thought, well, I would never, ever you know, want a user to do a crazy dance to use something that I built. In fact, I want them to be as natural as possible. You know, in fact, I want to be like a bird, leaving no footprints in the air, as the ancient saying goes, right? Just flip through and a good experience, but you don't even know that it was you, right? So that is what a good program is. That is what a good device is. It just blends into your life so that you don't even see it, but it's improved your life. Yeah. So you don't want users to do crazy dances. getLine. Hey, you can make a post. You can make a post about this in on the Reddit and say benefits of using getLine. And There are certain very rare cases, benefits for using CN also. But you know, more input from a file, which we will do today. Okay, we'll do today. How about the next person to take the screen? How about five minutes at most? Okay, build in that extra functionality to this. Ethan will share that thing with the orange button. And that URL, you can go to that URL for Kit and start editing it. And then build in the functionality to get username, player names, and then refer to them by name from now on, right? From then on. So instead of saying player 4, it would say, Richard wins. Yeah. So it should basically say the name of the player, and you'll get the name of the player in a loop up there. Okay. 5 minutes. Good
Professor,
practice.
I'm using the browser version of Zoom, so I can't actually do remote.
No, you
screen.
can totally do that. Click on the orange share button.
There is no orange share button.
No. Ethan, is this Ethan who's talking to me?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Right. And
You
you
can
can
put it in the chat.
Put it in chat. Why don't you just tag someone, okay? So that I don't come off like this person who's nominating. Yeah. So you should actually, Salami, you haven't been here for a while, well, right? Well, maybe you were here last class, but your camera wasn't on. Do you want to code today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what you're going to do is take Ethan's link. Okay. Hey, Ethan, thank you very much for sharing. And then you're going to add one more functionality to it. Okay. So it is going to ask the player. I don't know how we did it. Okay. Maybe Josh or someone remembers. There's got to be a loop somewhere that says for each player, this is their name. Okay. You got to store it. And then from then later on, when you say player 5 or player n, you would basically index into that vector.
Okay. So how can I access the?
Yeah. He posted in Ethan. You posted in chat, didn't you?
I did.
Ah,
So
chat.
go to
Yeah.
chat, and then you have to share your screen. Make sure it's a private window. Okay, make sure it's a private window so it doesn't expose any.
Yep.
Yeah, and then so there is a button next to that green button. You'll see something called fork this. Okay, maybe it's red or something. You got to click that button that says fork this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
did you share your screen? So share your screen.
yeah, I'll just.
Sure, no worries. And then we can code.
There's
And again, I will stay away from you guys' face so that you guys can code. It's only 10 minutes. Five minutes. That's all you should do.
So now are you able to see my screen?
I can see your screen, and you have to click. Go to the top of that. Scroll down. So you see that fork this, the green button. Yeah, you got to click that. Otherwise, it won't let you edit it. Okay,
Oh.
now dismiss the blue part of the screen. You can click that less than sign on the in the left margin. In the left, you see the blue. Yeah, in the left margin, you see that less than sign. In the blue part. To it's a little bit lower. No, lower. To the right. To the right. You see that corner. You see that less than sign. You see that blue, dark blue less than sign.
So.
There you go. Yeah, click that. Click that. Okay, click that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's much better now. I can see it. I can read it. I can see a lot of you too, right? In fact, maybe I can even see a bit more. No, I think that's about. No, actually, this I can even see. Yeah, Sophia and Jan. Okay, I got some. I know I can't read this now. I don't know. You guys will keep coming in and out of this this part of the screen. Okay, all right. So you know what? When Ethan started coding, we didn't put the comments at the top. Hey, Ethan, you should have gone right to the top and said, class code for today's date and so on, so that you can, people don't have to watch the video. They can just click on the link and they'll, sync to it. Yeah. Hey, Salami, why don't you go to the top and just put the comment there saying class code for whatever today's date is. April 30th. Yeah, Tuesday, April 30. Yeah, but right to the top. Go right to the top. Very top. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go to the beginning.
So the beginning. What do you mean?
Start the beginning of the line. The start of the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, start of the line. And beginning of the line. There you go.
So,
Yeah, there you go. Where you click there. All right, now hit enter a couple of times. Hit enter.
yeah.
No, not so many times. Yeah, up to the first, to the beginning, to the top, to go to the top now. No, don't scroll up. Yeah,
Okay.
just take your cursor up and put a comments. You have, by the way, Salami, okay, it looks like you're not getting enough practice with this. Okay, it's not enough to just attend classes and just follow along with the lectures. You got to code on your own also. Everybody, not just Salami, okay? When I'm looking at him coding, and so I can tell that he needs more practice. Okay, but I don't know how many more of you need this practice. Okay, maybe he's just on screen. So I can guarantee that if you're not getting enough practice, at least 1 hour each day, every single day, doesn't matter. You got to sit down and do it. If you don't do it, it'll just slip away. And you'll struggle. You don't know where things fit, and even the things like even the white spacing actually matters a lot. When you get into the practice, the hang of these things, your white spaces will be like words, and everything will be, coherently laid out. You'll just look at a program, even at, high level, and you'll know what the hell is going on, because things will be laid out in chunks like that. But laying things out in chunks itself takes a lot of practice. Experience means practice. Okay, that's what it means. People say, oh, a very experienced person. All they mean is that person has a lot of practice. That's all. Okay, because they've encountered all the different ways in which things can go confusing, and they want to simplify their lives for themselves and say, if I do this way, right, even though it may look unsightly now, I get used to it. It's a lot easier, better, because everything else becomes much simpler, right? You can figure it out. These things are not obvious so immediately. You figure it out by repeated exposure, by making your own life easier. You figure out these patterns, and so you say, well, when you write these things, essays or whatever it is, you'll use the right words, you'll use the right kind of paragraph splits and so on, so that it's easy for you to read and easier for other people to read too, right? Exactly the same thing with programs too. You got to have a lot of practice. Keep on practicing. See, that's a telltale sign that you do need practice. Okay, so when you go to the beginning and start with a comment, okay, and say class code for, yeah, // 2 slashes, yeah, 2 forward slashes, yeah, don't worry,
Oh.
yeah, // right? Space class code for, okay, class code for today's date, and write today's date, and then put a comment saying this is a repeat of the game we did last class. I don't know, that's all, right? People can refer to the last, look at the code. This is a repeat of the game we did last class, and class code for, you go to the next line, more comment, one more comment. This is a repeat of the game we did last class, and we'll extend it to use more interesting
Of
yeah,
the
of the game we did last class. By the way, I remembered. Okay, I remembered the idea that I had is, it's very simple. We're going to choose a common word, 5-letter or 6-letter word. We're going to jumble the letters and give it to the player, and they have like 10 seconds to figure out the unjumbled word. Okay, basically they got to type the answer of unjumbling it in their head. Okay, it's like a very common game out there, but I think we can do it very easily in under 50 lines of code, and it'll be fun. And I thought that next week, week 5, we should talk about functions. Okay, functions and parameters. And I think we can use that. If I forget, please remind me. What we want to do is unjumble. Okay, we'll create a game called unjumble. Okay, it'll pick a word, jumble the letters, show it to you, and then you got to guess what the unjumbled word is within 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever the time limit is. And if you get it right, you go on to the next word and so on. It's a fun. I think it's a fun little game. Okay, because you see games like this in the New York Times and New Yorker and all, right? So we can absolutely do that. In the process of doing that, I'll introduce one of your first algorithms. Well, you already did an algorithm for some things, like simple things like leap year or other, even for converting from base 10 to base 2 was an algorithm, right? But we will do a common and nice algorithm to permute, right? Meaning you got an array of elements you want to shuffle. Okay, card deck, you want to shuffle it, right? Shuffle it randomly. So we will do that. We'll use that next class. We get an array of words, letters, you want to shuffle it, right? You can also do array of words and shuffle the words and get the sentence, right? We will play with this next week. I'm sorry for the digression. It just occurred to me. I mentioned it before I forget. Okay, so repeat. On the next line, you can say, however, we will extend it. Yeah, on the next line. However, we will extend it to read more, read and present more interesting questions than random numbers. Or more interesting questions from an input
So,
file.
so
Yeah.
however,
Extend space it. No, not past tense.
extend it. Yeah.
Extend space it to read and present
To read.
present
So
more
present.
yeah, present
present.
and then yeah, more interesting questions. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Salami, do you see that thin gray line to your right? Do you see that? Does everybody see that thin gray line to the right? You'll see that
Right.
you'll see that in online GDB, VS Code, Xcode, whatever it is. That is a guide that is 80 columns. Even though you have these big ass, 4K monitors, you find lots and lots of professional programmers still coding to 80 columns. And so we still have that guide. Or maybe I'm just an old timer and I just use 80 columns all the time. So you can use that as a guide. You can keep on typing your comment, and when you get close to that line, you can hit enter. Right. So I've seen, much more terse comments, much easily packed comments that way. All right, great. Okay. However, we will extend it to reread and from a file. On the next line, you can say from a file. All right. So that's all I'm going to say. Now, the reading from a file part we can do after I'm back, but I want to give you 5 minutes. Okay, for you guys, 5 minutes. Salami is not going to code. Salami is going to be typing. Okay. I don't know. Ethan also was supposed to be in the capacity of just typist, and other people were supposed to call the code. But Ethan, you started coding on your own too, yeah?
I did a little.
Yeah, I think it's okay. You can code. Obviously, you can code. But we should try and resist the urge. Whoever is coding, right? Whether it's Ethan or Salami, you should try and resist the urge to code on your own. Or rather, you should do what Zara. Is Zara here today? Zara, are you here? Zara was here.
I'm here.
Oh, you were here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so you should do what she did, which is basically, you should say, hey, what should go here? You should ask. And then other people will be forced to. And that way, I think it's a lot more useful to students. Okay. And the reason I say that is because anyone could chime in. Anyone could be called at any time. So everybody's active and thinking about what should go next, because, I don't know, and everybody is coding. It is a lot better. All students would appreciate that, I think. All right. You should let me know. In fact, you'll have a conversation with Josh after 7:45. Yeah. Yeah, we have an hour, right? You'll have a conversation with Josh. You can actually tell Josh too, right? Hey, maybe we're trying this in class, but I don't know if this is a good idea. Maybe we can try and change this, right? So you can tell Josh to tell me, and he will also be able to share. Because
So I have a couple of questions when you get done.
yeah, sure, Richard, go ahead.
Okay, they're pretty simple questions, I think, but I don't know the answer to them. Why would you use size t instead of integer?
Very good question. Actually, it's not a simple question. Even though Richard is saying it's a simple question, it is not a simple question. Well, can someone tell me why? Right? Why do we use size t? It technically here, okay? It is only a stylistic difference here. Because what Richard says is absolutely 100% true, because I can change that to int and it'll still work too. Because in the old days when we were C programming, we just use int for everything, and it'll work. But there is a certain how can I put it? Okay, there is a certain C++, the spirit of C++. Okay, I mean, I don't know how can I don't know if I can even make a scientific statement about this. Okay, it is the spirit of C++ that says don't use an int, use a size t, even though an int would work there. Okay, so can someone tell me, why don't you just take this? Maybe I'm wrong here, but even if I'm wrong, noodle this and make a post on Reddit. Right, in the lecture, Richard asked a question: why do we use size t instead of int? And the prof said it's not a simple question, and someone should think about it and make a more reasoned response. Right? What is it that is so that actually speaks to the heart, to the core, the mindset of a C++ programmer? The mindset, meaning I want to go for every single bit out there. I don't want to waste a single clock cycle. That attitude, meaning no wastage anywhere. Okay, that's in there. That permeates that choice. Okay, so talk about that maybe. And I think it'll be very interesting to see that discussion unfold.
Okay.
A good question, Richard, by the way. I'm going to answer that here. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. And one more question too.
Yeah, sure.
Online, let's just look at, say, 37, for example.
Mhm.
At the end of the line, you have a curly bracket. When I've been programming for the last 30 years, I've always put the bracket down on the next line so that it lines up with the closed curly bracket and makes a
Yeah.
nice square little box. Is there something other than just aesthetics that you put it out there?
Just aesthetics, just aesthetics. In fact, you can do it the other way too. You know, if someone's consistent with that, that's better. In our classes, I prefer this because, you know, our vertical real estate is very limited. Does that make sense? So we don't want to waste, well, you know, we do use blank lines, but we don't want to waste an entire line just for a brace.
I like it better on the next line.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can do it. You know, in the questing system, it doesn't make any difference. You just have to get it right. That's all. Right? Okay.
Okay, that's
you know,
all.
a long time ago, there's even now there's a contest called an obfuscated C code contest. So you know, you can actually create code that is so hard to read, also and formatted in different kinds of ways. I was actually a runner-up at one point in a very distant past, but maybe it's still running. Talks about all kinds of formatting. All right, that's all. All right, so someone has to now talk Salami through this code. Okay, now Salami is only going to type. Salami, is that okay with you? You're only going to type, and you're going to ask people what goes here, what goes here. Okay, someone, maybe Josh or someone, has got to type, talk you through what goes in this code to get the player name, and then use the player name. Okay, is that
Yeah,
okay? Someone
That's
give me a thumbs
totally
up.
fine. Yep.
All right, Salami's okay. Everybody, someone else give me a thumbs up so we know that there's at least one backer, right? Nobody to back Salami here. Nobody? You want me to do it? Well, you got to tell me yes or no, all right? It can't be neither yes nor no. There's no middle way in class. Okay. So do you want me to do it, or does someone wants to walk Salami through this code? It's, you know, we just need to adjust it to accept the names of the users, names of the players. That's all. Can you guys do it, or you want me to walk you through this? It's actually a delicious piece of, 5-line snippet. It's fun to write. And I can't believe you're throwing it back to me, because I can't be eating every one of your these fun little fragments. So do you want to take a cut at this? Maybe I just have to nominate someone, okay, and say you call out the code and Salami is going to type. How about that? Okay. All right. Okay. How about Jan? Okay, Jan, you haven't got your camera on. Can you switch your camera on? Jan? It looks like Jan's not even here. All right. Hey, Francis, where's Francis? Oh, Francis is there. Right. No, oh, Yichu, do you want to talk Salami through this code?
I don't feel so well
How about
today.
this? Okay, I'm going to do this now. All right. But you got to be, everybody's got to watch this and do this on your own, so that you're just comfortable doing it on your own, starting from scratch, blank slate, from here all the way to the end. Okay. And you should do that maybe 2 or 3 times on your own, at least between now and Thursday, so that on Thursday you're more comfortable with this. Okay. So here we go. Let's go to line 24. Let's go to line 24. Hit enter. No, line 22. So I'm sorry. Line 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit enter. Hit enter. What's going on?
Oh.
Oh, you got to stop the code. It's running, I think, right now. You got to stop.
Yeah.
No, click the red button. Click the red stop button.
Red stop button.
Yeah, scroll up again. It's gone. It's disappeared. Why is your window like that? Scroll up a bit more. No, up more. I want to see the buttons of the bar, the band. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. And you can get rid of the clean up blank lines. Too many blank lines there at the top.
So like. So
that's
which
okay.
one?
Just clean up the blank lines. Yeah, get rid of the blank lines.
Yep.
What's on there? Something funny with your editor. All right. Anyway, hit enter. Yeah. All right. Hit enter one more time and go up. Okay. So we have clean space where we can, all right, great.
Mhm.
Now, put a comment there saying, collect the names of the players, collect the names of the players. Okay, and this part, Ethan already started doing, and I told him, don't do it, okay? Where's Ethan, by the way? Ethan, are you here? Are you,
I'm
Ethan's
here.
You're here.
There's stuff
Well,
in
you
my
know, you could have also talked Salami through this code because you started doing it at that time, but nobody actually volunteered. I don't know why. This, you know, these are golden opportunities to basically just step in. And I also save my, you know, me from, you know, talking all the time. But these are actually totally golden opportunities, both to code like Salami is doing now, and to talk someone else through code. By talking someone else through code, you actually save like 5 hours later. For 5 hours when you can go partying or doing whatever else you do, right? Learning a new skill even, you can do that. But students don't do that. You know, in lectures, which is the most concentrated form of knowledge absorption, if you let your mind wander, then you'd actually spend 5 times that much time outside trying to absorb the same material. So you got to be more efficient on, you know, by doing these things. All right. Okay, great. Int guess. Yeah. Go
So
to the
just
hit enter. And then let's do a for loop again, right? So let's do a for, no, you can just put it right up there. You don't need a blank line. Yeah, for size t. In fact, you can just copy, triple click on line 20, whatever that for loop is, triple click on that for loop line and go up and paste it. It's exactly the same.
so which one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, you know, that for line 28, 3 clicks, tap. 3 clicks, triple click on the, yeah, there you go. Now command C or control C to copy it.
Yeah.
It's control C, copy. Now you can paste it.
Okay.
Oh, how come? Yeah, indent. Yeah, but yeah. No. Then take it back to the right and get rid of the blank line. No, indent back, backspace.
So like that.
All right, great. Now go to the end, and next hit enter. Go to the end and hit enter. No, not there. Go to the end and hit enter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go to the end and hit
Yeah.
enter.
Yeah.
All right. Now you want to say C out. I thought you had it somewhere, so but we'll just call it out. C out. And then left shift. Yeah, great. You had the left shift there automatically. So you know you do have some practice, right? And then open code.
Oh yeah.
And then in there, you're gonna say player, and then say capital P player.
Okay.
Right?
What?
Capital P.
Yep.
Right? And go to the end after the code, and then left shift, I+1 within brackets, Left shift again, left shift. Left shift is 2 less than signs. Yeah, 2 less than signs. No, not there.
Like that.
No, you need a space after player. Put the space after player. There was a space after player.
Yeah, there's a.
No, inside the quotes. There was a space inside the quotes.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah. There. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, not there. No. So get rid of that. Put the space inside the code. There you go. All right. Okay. Now go outside of the codes and put your left shift operator. Move outside. There you go. Yeah. So that's how it was before. And then you changed it all of a sudden. Now it looks good. All right. Now you say I+1 within parentheses. Now each one of these is actually worthy of picking up and putting a post in the Reddit saying, why did we say I+1 within parentheses? Right? If I did I+1 without parentheses, it doesn't work. And I get this cryptic error message. What does this mean? That is a fantastic opportunity for you to create a Reddit post and saying, hey, here's an error message. I don't understand. What the hell is, you know, and just by removing parentheses. So you can find out what that is. Okay. I+1 should be within parentheses.
Will be in parentheses?
Yeah, within parentheses.
Within parentheses. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Now, and then again, left shift, space, left shift. Yeah, and then, you know, space, and then open code again,
Space.
Open code. Yeah, open code.
So.
No, not semicolon. Space.
Yeah.
Double quote.
So, what do you mean by
double quote? Open quote.
Oh.
Shift,
No.
Double quotes. No, double quotes. You already had, just next to player, you had double quotes, right? Open quote. There you go. That one.
Just
Open.
copy line 33.
What is it?
Just copy line 33 and change the message at the end.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I thought you had it before. I didn't see it before. Thank you, whoever.
Ah,
put it.
now I got it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right, there you go. You put a colon there. Put a colon. Put a colon, and then space, colon, space. Yeah. But what I'm doing here really is just formatting what the user should see here, which is kind of hard to get through for a first-time coder. I appreciate that. But if you don't do it this way, you'll see that it's not as not as sightly when you run it. Okay. So backspace, hit backspace. Just type what I say. Colon.
Oh. What?
No, not C. No, colon. Colon is shift semicolon, right? Shift semicolon. It's next to the return key, right? It's next to the colon.
So, no.
Yeah. All right. Here in chat, maybe I can type what you're right. So this. Why is my chat?
Why does the line he's working on 25 have parentheses around I+1, whereas line
That wouldn't have worked. Yeah, that shouldn't have worked. On line 33.
33 doesn't have it.
33 should have it. Okay. I don't know why it didn't have it. It shouldn't work without the. You can try it out later, and if it does work, you can talk about it in the forums. It should have the parentheses around I+1. Okay, because the precedence of the operators is the reason behind it. But you can research that and find out. I put a colon there. Salami, colon is.
So where should I put it?
Put a dash. Yeah, colon is good. You got the colon right.
Right there. Okay.
All right. Space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then say enter. No. Inside of the code itself. Inside of the code space. Don't close the space. Yeah. All right. Code. All right. Space.
Right. Yeah.
Now say enter your name. And use capital E for enter and put a colon after this and space. Yeah, and then colon and space. No, colon and space. All right. Now, also, now that you've done it, change the first colon into a dash. I think it's much better. Okay, just the first colon into a dash. I think it'll look much better in the output. All right. Okay, that's it. Okay, on the next line, you're going to say no. Put a dash there. Put a dash instead of the colon. So, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm having to, this formatting thing with you guys. It is a bit of a pain, but I think it is worth it because in the process of writing code, you're also going to have to imagine what the user will see. And this is one of the most common ways in which you would interact with the user. In fact, interact with you yourself. So this is very useful skill to have as you debug your code. Oh, all right. Okay. On the next line, you're going to say cin. No, I'm sorry. You're going to say get line. Right? Open get line.
Mm-hmm.
Parentheses, open parentheses. Mm-hmm. Right? And no space before the open parentheses. Yeah. And in there, you're going to say cin, comma.
And
inside, you're going to say, do we have this other? Oh, we don't have this yet. Okay. We'll use the name of the variable and then we'll go back and fix it. Okay. Player names. Okay. Just call it player names with a capital N. Player names. We will follow the same convention that Ethan has followed up there. No, not capital P. Player, lowercase, and then names with uppercase N. Yeah. Player name.
Like that.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Square bracket I. Okay. Square bracket I. No, not brace, square bracket I. Right. So these are things that these are part of the array manipulation, and everybody needs a lot of practice around this. Exactly what Salami is doing right now, because this part involves two important things that you need to master by the end of this week. Looping in general, we're using looping here. Okay, so we're using different ways of looping and so on and so on. Obviously, you got to read about while and other kinds of looping. The other thing is also how to work with arrays. Okay, so we're using arrays here, and that is why, Salami, because he's not used before, so square bracket and so on, you get confused, and good to get. All right, inside that you say I. All right, and go to the end and hit enter. Go to the end and put semicolon and then enter. So, semicolon. Yeah, enter.
Mhm.
And close curly brace. Close curly brace.
So,
There you go. All right, now get rid of the blank lines, or leave one blank line and get rid of the other ones. Yeah, get rid of the blank line. Get rid of the blank line. Get rid of the blank line. Delete.
oh,
One more. Delete that one also. All right, okay. Now thinking of a number, okay, that's good. All right, now on line 34, where it says player I+1, you are actually going to say, get rid of that entire thing, okay? Player I+1. Oh, we forgot to we forgot to declare the right before. I'm sorry, Salami. Go to line 21, hit 3 clicks, 3 taps on line 21. 3, yeah. Now paste it one more time under that. Command Control C, Control V, Control V. 2 Control Vs.
so should I paste
One
it?
more. Yeah, and then and pull it back. No. You don't need 3 of them. You only need 2 of them.
So,
Right? Yeah, and get rid of the comment saying to do player names. That's what we're going to do now. And you don't need 3 lines. You only need 2 lines. Okay, get rid of the comments. Get rid of the comment on the end. To do no. Get rid of the comment on the end. To do player names. Get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of that. No. Get rid of remove the blank line on line 23. Yeah. All right. Remove the blank line on line 23.
Oh.
Yeah, there.
So that.
Now and remove that comment to do player names. To do player names. We don't need that comment anymore. We're just going to clean it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just remove just the not the whole line, just the right. And the comment, we don't need the comment thing either. All right.
Flash.
All right. Also the previous line, the previous one also should go. The previous line also has that also should go. Yeah, and then where it says player guesses on line 22, change that to player names. Okay, player names, not player guesses. It's player names. No, all right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, say names. Okay, all right, great. Okay, now we have 2 arrays, one of them with names and one of them with guesses, and they both have 4 elements in there. Okay, and see, get line is going to get the names of the user. And finally, on the last line, where you say
should be a string, not an integer.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Who said that, by the way? Richard, was that you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, all right. Yeah, number 21. 21 change int to string. Int to string. Yeah, int to string. Now, all of these things, everything we're doing, even though like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, each one of these, if you don't understand it, please do ask. Okay, please do ask in the Reddit saying, hey, why did we do that in class? Right? Why did we change that? What is changing into what that thing that Richard mentioned? What does it actually mean? Yeah, all of those things you got to ask, and not only does it contribute to your points, but also give you an opportunity to write interesting posts on Reddit also, right? And eventually, develop more versions of this and put it on, and you get extra. By the way, extra credit. By extra credit, what I mean is, in order to be eligible for extra credit, you got to be up to date on your requests. Okay, you can't get extra credit if you have a questing backlog. So you need to be, I'm done with all the quests and I have like a 1-day buffer for the next one. Okay, then you can get the extra credit. That's the time also to claim your extra credit. Okay, saying I've done this work, but I don't have any. Right, you can claim your extra credit and you'll actually get it recorded. All right, okay, all right. So that's all. Go to the end of the file, towards the end. Player, winning player plus I. All right. So there, instead of winning player plus I, you're going to say player names square bracket I. Instead of winning player plus 1, right? Get rid of the winning player plus 1. I don't know, why did that work? Did it actually work? This program work? Did this program work before?
Should I run it?
No. You got to change that to player names of I. Instead of winning player, say player names of I. Player names of I. Type player names.
So should I delete it?
Yeah, delete it. Say player names. Names, square bracket I. Okay, so that should work, and this should run. I don't know, the previous one shouldn't have worked at all because of that precedence issue. So if it did work, I will be very surprised, okay? Maybe something changed in C++ standard, I don't know. What the hell is going on there? Oh, I see. Player names of winning player. Sorry, player names, not I. Instead of I, you say winning player. Player names, winning player. I think the enter will autocomplete for you. Just hit enter, it'll, yeah. All right, I think it should run now, yeah? All right, okay. Well, we'll play it once, okay? Since Salami went through all this trouble to type this program in, we're gonna run it now and have some fun, okay? Before we go on to putting that, fancy other thing that I talked about before. All right. So how about someone else be the first player? I'll be the second player, okay? How about someone be the first player? Does anyone want to play? Oh, player one. Oh, you're not running.
Right.
I can play.
All right, someone go. What's your first? Who wants to go?
I can go.
All right, Francis. First name is Francis. Second name is me, right? You can, for me, you can say ampersand. Enter. Yeah, and say ampersand. Yeah, that's shift 7. Shift 7. Shift and 7.
Shift and 7.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's fine. And then who's the third player? Who's the third player? Enter.
I can play.
Who is this? Matthias?
Arav.
Arav. Okay, Arav. All right, go for it. All right. Fourth one.
I'll take the 4.
Leyu. All right, Leyu wants to go for the 4. Okay. All right. All right. Now it's going to think for a number. Okay. All right. Player 1. Oh, it still says player 1. Guess the number. You got to fix that later. Okay. Instead, it should say Francis guess the number, and then it shouldn't say player 1. You got to fix that later. Not now, right? Don't worry. All right, Francis, go for it.
300.
Okay. Now next, my turn. Okay. Player 2 is me. By the way, how did we pick the random number? By the way, can you scroll up a little bit in the code? Did we pick it with rand or rand plus rand plus rand divided by 3? Oh, rand. Okay, so all right, so it's uniform. So I'll just go for 500. I'll go for 500. By the way, we didn't use any doubles here at all. I don't know why we were talking about doubles and floating point numbers when I came in. We never used any doubles in this code. All right, okay. Who's the third player? Arav.
I'll go 706.
All right, not gonna win. Okay. All right, okay. All right, okay. 706. All right. Who's the last one? Leo.
I will take 217. 70.
200.
Yeah, and 17.
17.
217.
70.
70.
70. All right.
Okay.
70.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Okay. This is my game, I think. All right, go for it. You do an S rand, so we get a different random number. All right, it'll tell us who the winner is. Oh, wow, Leo. All right, okay. I was so sure that it'll be close to 500. But obviously, it is uniform. However, if we had done, instead of rand, if we had done rand over 3 plus rand over 3 plus rand over 3, basically added 3 random numbers together, 1/3 of each, we'll get a guess that is closer to 500. Okay, that is so cool, isn't it? Because that's all you need to know. If someone had this game and you had it was a betting game in a casino. And then Salami, by the way, thank you so much. Okay. And when you share this code, the next person to do it is basically just going to take this code and I'll walk you through the rest of the code to do the file handling. But Salami, thank you so much, right? For fielding this part of the code. I was talking about something else. Anyway, let's not waste time. All right. How about, right, when you're done with this, just click the orange button, and then share the code. And how about, who wants to share the screen and code the rest of this? Basically, that other fun part, okay, that we wanted to do, which is Francis, you want to do it?
Sure.
Great. Okay. All right. Why don't you share your screen? Thanks, Salami. Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome. And I have a question. For the last week, I got 0 for the weekly reflections. Is there any way
No,
to fix it?
yeah, you did. Did you post a reflection or not?
For the week 2, I posted.
Oh, then you should have points for that. Then yeah, let me know by email, okay? Because I might have missed it when I scanned it.
And also for the what was it, for the data representations quiz, I answered all of the questions correctly, but I got 16. So
No, that means 4 questions were wrong.
oh no, it was correct, but so the I don't know, system just
Fine.
realized.
Just send me email, okay? I can look into
Yeah,
that
okay.
because I can look at the results and see. I thought things were taken care of, but I'll absolutely. And send
Yeah, I
me.
just sent you message on Canvas.
No worries, no worries. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for doing this. And Francis, take the screen and take whatever that URL was that Salami shared. And then what we're going to do is try and add to it and yeah, dismiss the blue part of the screen. Dismiss the blue part of the screen. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Now here's what we'll do. All right. Let's create one more file, text file, right? Let's create one more text file in the same directory as this. So how do we do this? Hang on. Yeah. How did you get that bar? How did you get the package explorer? You got that? Oh yeah. There you go. You want the bar. You want the bar. All right. Great. What you want is a new file. Okay. You want to create a new file. How do you create a new file here? Wait a sec. We've done this before. Main. No, I think you have to click on the project icon somewhere. Maybe click on the project icon on the, no, that's not it. How do you get a new file in online GDB, guys?
You need to click on work this first, and then they'll give you an icon. And then on the
you have
top
to fork it first.
Yeah,
I'm
and
so
then on the
sorry.
very top left.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, who was this, by the way?
Jonas.
Jonas, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that. All right, great. Name of the new file, call it questions.txt. Okay, questions.txt. Great. Okay. All right. So here is where all our questions are going to go. And then in here, what you can say is we'll start the line with, we'll start with, well, I don't know, let's not mess with that. Okay. Now go to the canvas and from the announcements, grab those 10 questions that I already have. Okay. And just put them in there for now. Go to Canvas announcements. Anyone can actually go to Canvas announcements, grab those 10 questions, paste in chat, and then Francis can grab from chat and paste it in here. That's all. Okay. And when he does that, everyone should now augment this. Okay. Give me more questions and answers. If you know, you can always use Google or Bing or one of the search engines to get answers for your questions. And we'll put more questions in there. Yeah. All right. How about, and also line up all the, questions, and so that, and then I get rid of the point after 75. Get rid of the point after 75. Yeah. Now, how about we come up? Please, yeah, everybody. Okay. Just give me more questions and answers like this. Okay. What is the longest anyone has been awake? Okay. All right. That is in hours. Okay. Make that longest in hours. Longest in hours. What is the longest in hours? In hours that anyone has been awake. And does anybody have any number type questions? Yeah. Come on. Just let your imagination run wild here and give me more. Please, 5 or 10 more questions. Now, I said in the announcement, I said, when you come to class, you should come with, each one should come with 10 questions already. Okay. So this is your chance. Go ahead.
What is the average length of a football field in meters?
Great. Okay. And what is the number?
Oh, sorry. I hadn't had that one prepared.
Hey, Google, what is the average length of a football field in meters?
Sorry, I didn't understand, but I found something similar.
Is that football or soccer?
It's a football field in meters.
Hey, Google, stop. Alexa, how long is a football field in meters?
Sorry, I didn't understand. One football field is about 110 meters.
Okay, 110 meters.
Football joke?
No, thanks. All right. Yeah. Well, you say 110, right? Yeah. So yeah, lately I've found better answers with Alexa than Google, strangely. All right. Okay. Give me more questions and answers. Okay. Well, as we're typing this, you should be thinking more questions and answers like this.
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So number is 42. How
42,
many
right.
teeth does a bear have?
What is the question? Oh,
How
I
many
see.
teeth
Yeah.
does a bear have?
All right, cool. That is so cool. Right. We want more questions like that. We want more questions like that. Right. Can you guys just be creative and just be wild and can come up with more questions and like this?
What
what is
year
the-
was the US Declaration of Independence signed?
Yeah. All right. Give me the number first.
1776.
1776. Great. More, guys. At least 5 more, okay? And then we'll start, implementing the game.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll be 24,901.
Well, 24,901. 24,901. Okay. Wow. Okay.
What is the circumference of the Earth?
Well, I thought you said $24. That's why I thought, 20. Wow, is that what it is? In what? In miles or meters?
Miles.
In miles. Okay. What? Any more?
I have a question.
Mark,
I mean,
go ahead.
it's this question, but the number is 200K.
200,000.
Yeah, and the question is, how many leaves are on a tree in average?
All right. How many leaves does a tree have on average?
Yeah.
So there's only 200K? Wow, I had no idea.
I just searched it up.
That is so cool. All right, okay. So these are fun questions for a game, okay? Because once you have a rich enough list of games, questions like this is a game that you can actually share with anyone, okay? In your family, they'll share this game and play with it too, right? It's actually great fun. All right. So maybe a few more questions and then we'll start implementing. Okay, so we have a flavor of how the game goes and then you can add more questions after that.
Can I give a number?
Go ahead. Yeah, Rohit?
Yeah, it's 238,900 meals. 238,900. Yeah, distance of Earth and Moon.
What is the
Distance
distance between Earth and the Moon?
Earth and Moon, yeah.
In miles?
Yeah, in miles.
Okay. What is the distance between the Earth and the Moon in miles?
And can I say 1?
Yeah, all right. Salami, 1.
195. How many countries in the world?
How many countries are there in the world? Wow, I could never have got that. Because it's changing every minute. All right. How many
I have a
planets?
question.
Nobody knows what the answer is. How many planets does the Earth have? But here we're not going for the correct answer, right? Because someone could say 10. In fact, one of my philosophy professors back when I was undergrad wrote a book called Verisimilitude, or how truthful a statement is. Because if you ask someone how many planets there are, they could say, there's more than 5 planets. They're obviously right. But someone could say there's more than 8 planets. So they're both right, but one is more right than the other, right? So how do you measure who is more right than the other? The same thing can be applied to scientific theories too. So is there a way in which you can take this measure and make it a quantifiable thing of likeness to the truth of scientific theories? So that was his thesis as well as that book. Very cool. All right. Okay. So
does it matter if we have the number twice?
Do we have the same thing twice?
Yeah, 42. I didn't notice that.
Oh, what is the other 42? Acres of land. Oh, that is so cool.
Acres of land.
It could be the same. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. Because what we're going to do is that we just have a bunch of a vector of questions and a vector of array, answers. And vector of answers is our random number, essentially. But the question is what we present to the user. That's all. That's the only difference we're going to do, right? Make to the code, and it'll be so much more playable and fun after that. Okay, how about one more question, and then we go to the code after that.
I have a question in mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again. The number is 1729. What is
wow.
Ramanujan's
You know what,
number?
Mark? I was thinking about exactly the same number. Yeah, I know. Total coincidence. I was thinking about the exact same number. What's the smallest number that can be expressed by a sum as a sum of 2 different cubes in 2 different ways? Yes?
Yeah.
Wow, that I was going to say that, and I thought, wow, that is so nerdy, right? 1% of the population will get it. So I said, okay. And then Mark brought it up. What is it like, subliminal communication there? What is the smallest number? What is the smallest number Well, let's mark completed because it is his question, by the way.
What is the smallest number that can be written as the sum of two cubes in exactly two different ways?
That's the
As the
sum.
sum two cubes in exactly two different ways.
Exactly.
Two different ways.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to run with this list of questions. Okay. However, the game itself is not bound by this. After we got the game ready, you can just take your time, maybe 5 hours, and fill up this list to 500 lines, 500 different questions. And there you go. That's your game, right? No change to the code at all. Just questions.txt. Gone from like 20 questions to 500 questions. And you get 500 questions in your game, right? Just a pack. So, once you got the binary out there, you can say, well, this pack is now out with Rohit's mountain data. Okay, so you have numbers about mountains, right? And then another one about snakes, another one about animals, and so on and so forth. You can have different packs, or you can have all these cool things can happen once you got the binary. All right, is everybody okay with that? Yeah, hit enter, and then we can go to the code main.cpp, and then we can start editing that. All right, great. Get rid of blank lines. Salami actually never got to do that. Yeah, get rid of blank lines. All right, excellent. All right, now, all right, after srand. Oh, I see, srand. And then you got that. Now, what we want to do is we want to read from a file, okay? All right, so let's go to the end of line 16 and hit enter. And say, string, no, on the same, just you don't need a blank line because it's part of the declarations here still. String data file equals questions.txt. This is the thing that you got, right? And then that should be within quotes. All right, okay, great. Now everybody should be doing the same thing, all right? Even though, who's it, Francis? Yeah, even though Francis is the guy who's actually typing, everybody should be doing exactly the same thing. That way you won't get stuck. Next class on Thursday, if we start with, all right, whatever we did last class, whoever takes a screen now, just do it, okay? You should just be able to do it. And that's because you've done it already, and this is the best way to do it. Okay, all right, now on the next line, hit enter, hit enter. Now you want to say, no, on the same, yeah, go to the previous line. And now you want to say, vector of integers, and then the name of the variable should be answers. You say, yeah, semicolon. And then under that, you're going to have vector of strings, and you're going to have questions. Okay, all right, now hit enter one more time. And then one more time. Now here's what we're going to try and do, right? We're going to create a stream, and this is the only part that is going to be confusing about file input and output. That is the only thing. Once you get used to this, everything else is, hunky-dory for you. When you're reading from a file, remember how you've been reading from cin before? Yeah, cin is the console. C stands for console. By the way, someone posted saying cin stands for character input, all right? If you have a chance, Rachel maybe, right? Go back to your Reddit post and correct it. It's not character in cin, right? Console in cin. Console in, console out. And CERR stands for console error. Two streams to going out. One of them says, this stream should be colored red, and that stream is regular output, right? C out, and the CERR is usually colored red. So both going to the output. Cin comes console, right? Okay, so what we want to do is to create a stream that points from a file instead of from the console. All right, on the next line. So this is useful practice, just opening a file. You're going to be doing it a lot, right, later on, so you might as well do it now. Right, you're going to say if stream space, say ifs, open parentheses, and then you say questions. What is it? Data file. Right? Now put a semicolon at the end. Now, in order to use this class called ifstream, you'll understand all about classes later on. Just for now, just imagine That is, it is a library for you. Okay, go to the top under vector, under IOStream, hit enter and say hash include f stream, file stream, f stream. Yeah, and not include. All right, so and then put a blank line app. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's only 4 lines. All right. Okay. So now IF stream. All right. So enter after line. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. Now you say if not IFS, right? If not, there you go. Right. So what that means is if and then open parentheses and then say not is a vertical bar. Yeah. Not exclamation mark. If there you go. Yeah. Thank you. Right, I can see clearly with these. All right, okay. If curly brace, right? Curly brace and enter. All right, now you say CERR. Okay, CERR. Right, this is error output. Okay, left shift. Yeah, left shift. Yeah, left shift. Right, and then within quotes, you're going to say fatal error. And then say could not open space, and then outside of the quotes you want a left shift data file, and then on the next line you're going to say exit 1. Okay, and the 1 should be within parentheses. Okay, and then get rid of the space before 1 after exit, the space after exit. All right, okay, so that means you're going to try and open the file. If the file does not, if you're not able to open the file, no game, right? You're just going to exit right there. Say, I can't open the file, I'm going to die, right? So, all right. So I'll go to line 27 and hit enter. Yeah, well, and then one more comment. And then a comment, one more and then a comment. Yeah, and you say, read in our questions and answers. Read in our questions and answers. Okay, all right. Also, on the, you put one more comment there saying, we will assume that the data file.
Same line or new line?
Yeah, you put a on the next line. I think we'll assume the data file is clean. Okay, meaning that the data file could potentially have. You have to when you write programs that read data files, you need to allow for lots of things. You got to allow for junk in the data file, things not in the right format, and so on and so forth. All of that is part of data cleanup, which usually takes up over 50% of the job of any machine learning person. When you're doing professional machine learning, a lot of your work is just cleaning up the data. And so we're not going to go into the detail because that is, that's a big thing here, but we'll cut right to the chase here. Okay. All right. So here, what we're going to do is, while get, no, hang on just a sec. Okay. What we'll do is, all right, okay, this is how we'll do it. Okay, say there you say int answers, and all right, int answer, and then says a semicolon, and the next line you say string question. Okay, now next line. Now I think what we need to do is loop over the file, reading all the answers and questions in sequence. So what we want to do is say while, this is one more kind of loop here. Okay, so it may actually be useful to while IFS right shift no, not greater than, right shift.
What is that? Sorry.
Oh, two greater thans.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now I think answer. We say answer. Yeah. All right. Now go to the end and say curly brace, space curly brace. Right. Yeah. In here, you're going to say get line IFS. I'm sorry. Open parentheses. Instead of CN, you're going to say IFS, comma, question.
Like this.
Yeah. Right. On the next line, you're going to say answers.pushback answer, and the next and the line after that answers.pushback push underscore back answer. No, answer. Yeah. Now, by the way, I want to, and you can also talk about this with Josh later, right? Is Josh still here? It may look like our programs are getting bigger and then more complex and things like that. They're not, okay? You see, I know this is week 4, and some people might say, well, you know, we're doing all these crazy things here. Actually, all you need is to just space out and say, there's nothing fancy going on here. We're just doing the same thing multiple times, many times, right? Good, because program is not all that complex. Same thing multiple times gives us more practice. Seeing the same thing in multiple contexts many times actually builds us practice, gives us practice and confidence, and we can say this is how to do it. Yeah. So that's so none of these programs are really complex because we're just really reeling it off from thin air here. People are just coding like that. Okay, so it can be all that complex. So don't worry about if you're feeling overwhelmed or anything at all. You just have to ask. Okay, ask preferably earlier in the week before Sunday, especially with the question all. We're all ready to help you. Okay, Josh and me and Caitlin, like I said before, it's actually fun for, I don't know, certainly for Josh, I think, and for me and Caitlin too, because in Caitlin totally, because she's coming here of her own accord. Okay, so I'm interested in doing this, and she's a 2B student, right? And still helping our 2A students like this. So we're actually having a great deal of fun, hoping that you will ask for help, and so we can help you. Okay, so this is your great chance. All right. Okay. Now, what this does is that, do you want to comment? All right. Put a comment on, go to the end of line 29, go to the end of line 29 and hit enter. Yeah, put a comment there, right? We're going to read answers and questions from the file and stuff them into our answers and questions vector. Okay, that's all. And the rest of the code, the change is going to be so simple, right? That's all. Yeah, essentially most of it is that's all. Okay. All right, great. Okay. Now, thinking of an integer between 1 and 100 and inclusive and all, right? Just get rid of that now. We don't need that thinking of a number thing. No, not all of that. Just thinking of the number. That just line 64. Okay. And we don't need the sleep either. We don't need the sleep. In fact, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Control Z or Command Z a couple of times. Get them back. We'll change the thing. Right. One more. All right. Change it. Thinking of a number. Instead of that, say stand by for your question. Stand by for your question. Right. And then 3 dots after that. Stand by for your question. 3 dots after that. And stand space by the way, I think it's two words. Because stand by also is one word, but it's a different meaning, I think. All right. Stand by for your question. 3 dots, not 2 dots. 3 dots. Okay, and sleep 1. Okay, now player 1 guess the number. Okay, and here you're going to say player 1, instead of guess the number, you're going to say yeah, hang on just a sec. Okay, did you get the 1 sec? Oh, sleep 1, you got to pick a random number. All right, okay, here's what we're going to do. Hit enter after line 45. Hit enter after line 45. I'm going to reduce the size of the you guys, okay, because I can get a better view of the code here. Okay, thank you. All right, okay, all right. There, you want to say int index equals, or size t, n equals. Now, rand open close, and then space, and then percent, space percent. And then you're gonna say answers.size. Okay, answers.size. Okay, now enter. I'm not going to go into any more detail. However, put a comment on that line. Okay, put a comment on that line saying, discuss what this does in the forums. Okay, explain. Oh, on the same line. Discuss what this does in the forums and help your classmates. Okay, if your explanation. If you need us to help, we'll also chime in, but you need to do that. Okay, discuss what this helps. Yeah, all right. All right, okay. Essentially what it does is chooses a random number between 0 and the size of the answers and questions vector. And questions and answers have to be the exact same size because both of them have exactly the same number of pushbacks. Yeah, pushback is the element gets added to the end of the vector. So the vector keeps growing, right? But at the end, both the vectors will be the same size. So answers.size is the questions.size. And so we're putting a random number between 0 and so basically an index, a random index there. All right. So here, guess the number. Instead of guess the number, instead of the instead of guess number, you're going to say question square bracket I, right? Get rid, no, yeah, there you go. And yeah, no, yeah, there. Question square bracket I. Okay, so that is essentially going to ask, that question. Okay, CN gas. All right, CN gas, CN ignore. Yeah. Okay, player guesses. That's all the same, isn't it? That's all the same. Just thinking that there won't be a space after the, after questions of I, after questions of I, just left shift a space also, because I think after the question mark, there's no space, and then your guess will be right up to that. Left shift. There you go. Thank you. That's much nicer. Okay. All right. Now, great. So it asks, and then it gets it. Okay. Now, where we say a random minus player guesses of square bracket 0, change it to answers of I. Okay. Oh, hang on. Not random. Change random to answers of I. Answers square bracket I. Okay. And then someplace else we have random. Yeah. Random line 60.
Should it be I or should it be N?
Oh, yeah. It should be N. I'm so sorry. Yeah, who pointed that out?
Me.
Francis, thank you. It is N. They should be N. Good thing you pointed out, okay? Because that is I think that would have been a very messy bug, meaning that it's messy in the sense it would have taken us more than 5 minutes to fix. If you hadn't pointed it out, after we'd run it, we look at the output, because the program works, but it doesn't work as expected. That is the worst kind of bug to face, because it's not a logic, it's a logic error, and it's hard to debug. So I'm very grateful to you for actually pointing that out right away, right? And I've said this so many times, every single class you're enrolled in, every single class to the end of your career, right? If you actually point out a mistake a professor makes, there is no person happier on the earth than the professor themselves, okay? You can never, ever think that by pointing out an error of the professor is going to be offended or angry, okay? They will be like super duper happy, because the greatest, worry and concern for most of the professors is that we're just talking into thin air and nobody's listening. Yes? Because sometimes even when I ask a question, very few people respond, right? And that's and that is a reaction that most professors get. Even when I was teaching in a class, when I asked the question, I actually have to force people to answer, right? And so when someone actually says that is wrong, okay, absolutely fantastic, okay, it actually makes my day. And in fact, when I used to teach in class and I used to code on the whiteboard, I actually used to make purposeful errors on the whiteboard so that people will actually point out. It keeps you on your toes in many ways. Okay. All right. Okay. So and then instead of the number was, you'd say the answer was. And I think that is enough for this game for now. What time is it now? Oh, it is 7:45. All right. So we'll run it and then it'll work, hopefully, or we'll fix the errors. Oh, wow, it works. Okay, how about that? It works on the very first try. Well, let's hope there's no logic errors, okay? Well, hopefully there's no logic errors. Okay, who is it? Francis? Okay, I'll go next. Okay, I'll go next. Okay, how about Caitlin should have a go, because, she's lending her time and all, for free. She should play a game, right? Caitlin.
Okay, thank you.
All right, okay.
Is that, sorry, I couldn't see your name. Is it just me?
KATELYN.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who else? Fourth player. Nobody's brave enough to go against this.
I can.
All right, Arav, go for it. Okay, let's see. Stand by for your question. Oh my gosh. Okay, there is a bug. All right, okay. So we've got to fix that. Anyway, all right. Let's not
You
fix it.
get line the questions, but you never use it anymore.
All right, go for it. Okay. If Josh has got the fix, just do it and let's run it one more time. Because
I know the fix. I just know what the problem is. Line 34, I think it is.
Oh, line 35. Line. Oh, get line question. Yeah. Oh, you haven't got questions that push back question. You don't have questions that push back question. Go to the end. Yeah. Questions dot pushback question. All right, so you got all the answers, you got all the questions, and then so I'm gonna all right, run it now. Just say Francis. Really quickly, Francis. You know, four names. Yeah, all of us. Oh, why does it say layer 1? How tall is the Eiffel Tower in feet? Why does it say layer 1? Okay, there is a bug there. Maybe it's to do with the get line and the C in being mixed up. I'm going to look into that later because it's very curious. But hopefully you should also figure it out. Okay. Anyway, what is the height of the Eiffel Tower in feet? I'm going to say, oh, player 1. Oh, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Okay. It is, you know, you put the question and you forgot to put the end line after that, maybe something like that. Yeah, but stand by for the question, and then we have to say put an end line. Player 2, 1300. Player 2. Right. I'm going to say yeah, 1500. Caitlin.
1700.
Hey, everybody's in the, between 1,000 and 2,000. That is so funny.
I'll go 1400.
1400. Okay, let's see. Oh, 459 feet. Okay. Well, you know what? Anyway, you got the idea. You got the idea. Yes, we didn't complete the game, obviously, and there obviously is a bug, and it's due to the output and the formatting and new lines and so on and so forth. You should clean that up. Make a better version of this game with a better question bank. Okay, you should have much richer questions. So when I run it, I don't even know what kind of question I'm going to get. So I would run this program with you know, and maybe next week or on Thursday, I can show you how to use argv and argc so that, you know, the question name of the file can be passed on the command line. So you can say, I want to play this game with rf.txt or ethan.txt or, you know, ava.txt or all of them.txt, and it'll just load questions by, you know, you give on the command line, just like a Unix or Linux, you know, traditional old ancient game, right? It's actually fun. Anyway, that's what it is. Extra credit, obviously, for anyone who's ahead on questing. Even if not, you should just do it for fun. And in fact, you can do it now. And then whenever you're ahead on questing, maybe on quest number 5, quest number 6, you're ahead. That time, you can say, hey, I am ahead and I did that thing with this game. Can I get extra credit for that? That's fine. Okay. It doesn't matter. The only time you can claim extra credit is when you're ahead. It doesn't matter when you do the work. You can do the work anytime. So the goal here is that at the end of the day, you should all be done with everything. Okay. Even that means that even if you get slack or even if you get, you know, a hardship, and because everybody goes through challenges. Okay. People say I've gone through great challenges and so on and so forth. No, everybody goes through challenges. They're all unique and different. Everyone's their own. And so the best thing we can do is that, you know, you have a challenge, you get more time. But at the end of the day, the last cannot push back beyond the finals or whatever that last week is, right? So until then, I can give you time. If your, you know, need is real, but you got to get through all of that, and it is going to be, you know, serve you well. Totally worth it, especially if you're going to be doing, you know, advanced C++ programming and all of these things. It does not need to be C++. It is a medium for learning proper programmatic thinking. That's all. Okay, because, you know, past week 6, we're not really looking at C++ anymore. Right now is when
I think we should get to the breakout rooms now.
Thank you. All right. That's all I have to say. Are you all good? Can I just leave the meeting now? Leave you and Josh.
I'm thinking you make me co-host so I can open breakout rooms or something.
Oh, I have to do that? Why don't I make you host? I'll make you host, Josh, so that when you close, everything will be done. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to make Josh the host and I'll exit the meeting. If you have any questions for me, if you have any concerns, you can ask me, or you can ask Josh too. That's fine. And I'll talk to Josh later on. But make use of Josh's help. Okay. He's got a lot of expertise to share with you guys. So highly urge you
I
to.
have a quick question.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Leo.
Yeah, I remember I saw your email sometime, but I can't find it right now.
I'm sorry. What is it?
I mean, where to find your email address?
Me or Josh?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, my email address, you mean?
Yeah.
My standard Foothill email will work. Last name, first name at fhda.edu. If not, you can send me email through Canvas inbox. You log into Canvas and go inbox, and you can send me email from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy to share, do extra classes for you guys. You will record them for other students also, and it'll be useful, just like this, okay? And we can take this program to the next level too. And I look forward to seeing more versions of this program with your own question banks. And so you can say, hey, here's a link, play Manya's version of guess the number. Okay, four of us. I could just be the same person, you know, Caitlin 1, Caitlin 2, Caitlin 3, Caitlin 4, right? All four. And then they could play Manya's game and say, hey, you know what? These are all facts about so on and so. All right, it's going to be fun. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Josh, for taking over. All right. Oh, I have to make you make host. There you go. All right. So I'll see you all on Thursday. Okay. I hope you all found this class useful. Yes or no? All right. Well, some of you are nodding, but okay. Thank you all. Okay. I'm going to leave. I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, everybody. Technically this isn't mandatory, so if you need to leave, you can. But basically what I want to do is just have a one-on-one conversation with each of you and see where you are in the class. And if there's anything that the class as a whole is lacking, so we can focus on it more in the meetings. So you can become more effective. I'm gonna start opening up the breakout rooms now.
Just to add on, is there anyone who like has a few minutes but then needs to leave like really urgently? Because if so, we can start with you first. No? Okay, then let's just choose randomly.
Well, there's still some people leaving. Matthias, are you gonna stay?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
All right.
Okay,
What
can I
about
go
you?
first? Because I'm gonna.
Okay, Jonas.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm having trouble joining the room. Caitlin, do you know how? I'm pretty sure I put Jonas.
I am not sure. Right now I don't have the option because I think you're a host.
I mean, if
Okay,
we're not that many here, if people are
I think I got it.
okay.
Are we doing something? Does anybody
Yes,
know?
Josh is currently with, I think, Jonas. He's doing breakout rooms, so he's asking you guys separately.
Oh, okay. I thought we were all going to talk at the same time.
If you wanted, we could do that. It's just that Josh was concerned, like some of you guys might not
Mhm.
want to talk out loud in front of others, so he did it
Oh,
one
makes
by one.
sense.
I
If you
mean,
have any questions,
yeah.
like you can.
My main
I was kind of just here to listen also what other people had to say.
my main question was just like, do you have a go-to resource for when you're looking up C++ concepts, since there are a lot of different versions and stuff like that are most applicable, you think, for this class? Or you just like look up whatever applies?
I believe there's a textbook. Have you seen that yet?
No.
No. Let me.
Okay, so who wants to be next?
Josh, they also said they were comfortable with like talking as a group as well, so that's an option. Just throwing it out.
Yeah, but I guess I just want to get each of them one-on-one. But if you guys all want to do it together at the same time, is that what it is?
Either way works for me.
Same.
Because I guess I just want to get all of
Yeah,
your
one-on-one.
experience. Like, is this your first time coding, or have you like coded before?
I go one-on-one with you.
Oh, really? You want to go
Rohit.
one-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Join.
I think I got to leave. See you guys.
See you.
Also, Francis, in regards to your question earlier, personally, I like learncpp.com. I like the formatting of it and the way that they discuss the topics. But yeah, other than that, I'll use cppreference.com if I'm like wanting like a very technical kind of analytical way of determining what to use.
Sorry, what was the second one?
cppreference.com. Yeah, I guess it starts with an en dot, but that one I think people typically look to as like like as an unofficial kind of guidebook for C++ stuff.
Got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I guess my other question was just sometimes when I read the questing material, I don't quite understand it at the first pass. It's a little vague in terms of like what exactly we're supposed to do. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but
No, that's actually really big. Everyone has that problem. He tries to make it as fun as possible, but it also ends up becoming a little vague. So that's understandable. I think, have you tried looking at the code he gives? Like it's at the end of the spec usually, like the really
yeah.
end. Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Oh, that usually, for me, it will usually provide kind of like a structure because when you see the actual code, you kind of know where to fill in the blanks. If that doesn't work, then I think go with the mini quest names because the names like get this variable or return this. It also kind of gives an indication of what you're exactly supposed to be coding. As a final resort, you could just email professor. I think he'd be happy to help as well.
Okay, cool. And a lot of the time it's just C out, right? In terms of like when he's comparing the value that you're getting versus what he's getting. It's always going to be printed. It's not like a return or
Do you mean like
like on the main function, I guess, because the main function always returns an integer, right? So we're supposed to be printing out the result. So for example, if he says, like for the cat, right? Like we're supposed to see out that, I guess that's not a good example. What's the other one?
Do you mean like when you make the code itself and then you run it like in your own whatever like Visual Studio Code, when you run it and you output it like in cat, you're supposed to output the picture of the cat and then that's what he matches?
Right, and then if it's a value, if it's a calculated value, it's the same thing. We would just have to console.
Okay, correct me if I'm interpreting this wrong, but I think that that is what it's going to be like for the very first few quests. Like,
Okay.
have you gone to like the later ones yet? No.
Just
No. In the later ones, I don't think you're gonna need a he doesn't ask you to create a main, but his autograder will implement numbers into your code. So it basically creates the main that you don't need to create. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from to go on top of that really quick, it was just yeah, the first few quests were like you end off with like a C out in like an int main, but then yeah, later on he specifically says in the spec like do not put an int main when you're submitting because his thing will automatically do it for you. So in your functions, just make sure that they end with like a return for whatever he's asking for.
Okay, cool. And then does it mean I didn't pass if it doesn't give me the next code, the next secret code or whatever?
Usually that there should be something like your next passcode for the next quest is this. It's sometimes vague as well because like the word he likes to do wordplay, but usually it should be like sort of obvious whether or not you've gotten the password. You could also like match up the trophies if you feel like you're lacking too many trophies, then that probably means you haven't gotten the password.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna go. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks. I think I'm good too.
So do you two have questions or are you sticking by?
I'm just sticking by for Josh.
Thank you. Thank you for waiting.
No problem.
So the first question I want to ask is, what experience do you have with coding?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and start. I've taken a Java class before when I was in my undergrad. Then after I got my bachelor's, I did it was a bachelor's in a different subject, but after that I did a coding boot camp. I've gone through like free code camps, some of their programs regarding data structures and algorithms. But yeah, I did General Assembly's like coding boot camp, total waste of money. I don't recommend it. But yeah, after that, then I came over here because I plan on doing a GA text program.
Okay, thanks, Alex. What's the other question? What do you think? How do you think this class has been? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I personally gotta say that I'm not too much of a fan, I guess, of like the whole kind of I guess presentation style of coding. I do understand it's definitely helpful.